When I get old and I get cold, when you have to hand down your crown, when I get torn and I get...
Welcome back to Chris from the Hagon factory. So this week's video is on the cam timing on the 350 Velocette Mac. Dad went through all that, so it's a great video, so have a good look at that. Next weekend, first weekend of December, we've got the Lanelli swap meet, so make sure you're there. Get in early, get some bargains. There's a few more details coming up in the video. So let's have a look. Righto, so we're back in Al's shed. We've got a Velo Mac roughly assembled because we've had a few requests for showing how to dial in the cams and the timing gears. So let's get on with it.
Okay, right. Yeah, this is just a very roughly assembled old alloy Mac engine, which is slightly different to a cast iron Mac, which I'll explain later. There are a few differences. But dialing in the cams, that's an expression that's fairly loosely used on bikes like this that have got both the cam lobes on the one stick. So you can't move the cam lobes in relation to each other, like you can on a AJ, Matchy, Triumph Twin, various other bikes that have got separate cams. So the best thing you can hope to achieve with setting this up is to get the inlet cam opening at the right time. Some people tend to argue that you're better off getting it closing at the right time. That's mentioned in Norm Trigg's little book of tricks, but he tended to think that you're better off getting the inlet cam open at the right time, and it'll close when it closes, and the exhaust will sort of look after itself, because you can't really do that. You can check the exhaust timing, but it's probably a bit futile really, because you can't alter it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay, right. So when you do the timing, the cam timing, there's special tappet settings. It's not the normal tappet settings. Okay, so you've got to set the inlet tappet at 10th hour, and the exhaust tappet at 15th hour.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, and that's your starting point. Okay, so what you've got to do then is you've got to get the inlet opening at 50 degrees before top dead centre. So the best way to do this,
Got the degree wheel on there.
put the degree wheel on and a pointer, and that little hole there is just perfect to make up a little number 8 wire pointer, and just put it on there. Now what you've got to do is you've got to wind the motor over, and you've got to get it so that when the inlet just starts to open, I'll try and get it in a position where that might happen. Righto.
Yep.
Now that's the inlet push rod. So what we've got to do is we've got to get this so that that's about 50 degrees when it just starts to open. And you can see the position of the rocker on the cam. That's the back one actually.
The follower there. Yep.
Yeah, you can see. Sorry, you can see the follower.
Yep.
It's on the base circle of the cam. It's pretty well right on the base circle of the cam. So it's just starting to open there. So that should read about 50 degrees.
Hand me down, hand me down. Hand me down, hand me down.
About 50
When my
degrees
songs don't strike.
on here.
Okay.
From when you set it on top there. Now this won't, because it wasn't set correctly, but when you get it set at 50 degrees, which what we're going to do, we'll say There's 50 degrees
Yes.
on the pointer, okay? So then the object of the exercise is, if it's not opening at 50 degrees, you've got to pull the rockers out, pull the cams out, and you can turn the cams a little bit. You can turn the cam one tooth either way to try and get it to open right on 50 degrees.
Yes, that makes sense. Yep.
Okay, so now because each tooth on there is about 8 degrees, you're not always going to get it absolutely dead on. So you've got to try and aim for a happy compromise.
Yes. Yep. That makes sense. Yep.
And then when you actually do all this, you'll find that the timing marks on the gears might not align as they would.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about
according
that.
to the book.
Yep.
Sometimes it's, I've seen plenty of them at least one tooth out.
So the marks are just for. Well, it's close enough on the marks.
It's close enough on the marks.
But you can get it better, yeah.
That's providing that nobody has pressed the cams out of that wheel.
Yeah.
Because
they're
they're on a slow taper and they're a pressed fit.
Okay.
Now, if anybody's pressed them out and then have just pressed them back in anywhere, the marks could be anywhere.
Yeah, so it's a good idea to do all this.
Every time.
Yes.
Because if you turn the motor over and somebody's played around with the timing marks on the cams, like pushing the cams in the wrong spot, you could do some serious damage.
Bend it over or something.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
Yep, that makes sense.
But I know this is very basic, but it is really, like, there's nothing that technical about it. It's just getting your tappet settings right and just getting your degree disc and making sure that you set the degree disc on top dead centre, and then when you turn the motor over, you should just start to get some movement there, and that's not bad. I can just feel
I can see that.
I can just feel that push rod.
Yeah, we can just
moving.
I can just see your finger moving up there.
Yeah, should be just starting to go about now.
Yep.
Now that's a bit of a stroke of luck, but that's about where that should be.
Okay.
And then it should wind right over, and it should just start to close at around 60. I think it's 60. Yeah, 60. I've written that down. 60. So that's closing a little bit early.
We're not really looking for the closing, are we? We're looking.
Not really, because actually, that's pretty right. There it is there. See?
Yeah, right. Yep, 60. Yep.
That's pretty right. That's about where it should be. And if you do that, you'll find that if the timing marks have been a little bit out, it'll transform the motor. It'll sound quite crisp and run really sweet like Ian McLeod.
Yeah,
does.
that sounds fantastic. That one. Yep.
Yeah.
Hand me down. I do all those things I said, but I never did. You know I would, you know I would.
Fantastic, that one, yep.
Yeah.
You know
But, there's not much else I can tell you really, because if you had the lobes were on two separate shafts,
Yeah, you could really.
you can tinker with them in relation to each other.
Yes.
To try and get the optimum performance out of it. But you're a little bit limited, but that's really important to do, because believe me, the timing marks can be out.
Yeah.
And can be out quite a bit.
Now, are there any books that you'd recommend for this?
Well, Phil Irving's Old Tuning for Speed is actually one of the best ones, because it actually mentions Mac Velos and Mac Velos and mentions MSS Velos.
Okay.
And it gives you, there's a whole list of specimen timing specifications,
Yes.
which he explains quite carefully. And he does actually mention Velos.
Fantastic.
So, that's a good book. And there wouldn't be too many people around that have been tinkering with motorbikes all their life that haven't got that book.
Now, the next thing is, what's the difference between this alloy motor and the cast iron motor?
Right, yeah, there are some differences, and they did improve a few little things. This is one. This is the cam plate, the notorious cam plate, as we all know.
Yep.
Now this one's got a little spray bar that actually sprays oil onto the cam lobes.
Oh yeah, okay.
It is different, and the timing cover's different because it's got the extra hole in it for that.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yep.
that goes
Yeah, that way. Yep.
up there like that. And that one feeds your cam spindle.
Yes.
Okay. So that just sprays oil onto the cam lobes, which was a big improvement because they did suffer a bit from cam follower wear. The cams seemed to survive okay, but they did.
The followers would wear out.
Yeah, they did suffer from a little bit of follower wear. But this whole thing doesn't look too bad. Actually, the cams look quite good. The followers don't look too bad either. Actually, that's probably because they've been oiled. It's got a new oil drive worm in it, and the pump feels quite okay. It's got no up and down in it.
I'd say in the future this engine will end up in a road racer.
Probably. We're going to build one day. Now, all these smooth timing covers, the ones that haven't got Velocette written on them,
Yep.
are all got the oiling system for the cam lobes.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, they've all got it. Okay, so that's why you see a lot of Macs and racing Macs running around with this on. It
Yeah.
gives you better oiling.
Yes.
And on my road going 500 MSS, the old cast iron's got a later model cover.
Yeah, okay. You have to help it out.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
give it a bit more oiling, yeah. Now, there are some other major differences. There's the all-alloy cylinder and the head. These are Alfin, A-L-F-I-N cylinders. They're made by a company in England for Velocette. They were cast for Velocette, and the Alfin head. And they've got a totally different rocker system. They've got this rocker carrier,
Yes.
which bolts down on there like so. And the rockers, wherever I put them, here they are. The rockers fit on like so. They drop. These push rods are too long, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't be concerned about that. They fit on like so. And then we've got these little caps that go over them that have got oil holes in the top.
Yeah, okay.
Someone's ground that one off a bit, I have no idea why, but anyway, that wouldn't hurt anything. And these bolts, they go down through the caps into the cylinder head.
Okay, and it has a full one-piece rocker cover as well, doesn't
Full
it?
one-piece rocker cover as well.
Yep.
Correct. Now, with these, when you sit this on here, it's very important you put a gasket on there. If you don't, the oil can sneak down the studs and come out in the fins.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yep.
a lot of people, I've seen these with no gasket on, and there's oil everywhere. So that's a important thing you should remember if you're playing around with an alloy Mac. Make sure you put a gasket on there before you put that on. But other than that, they're basically the same. They do have an extra lug on the back of the crankcase.
Yeah, third one.
Yep, the third lug on the back, which I got caught out cold with one day. I built this motor, never even noticed that it had another lug on the
And
crankcase.
that's nearly happened again.
Yeah, nearly happened again. And I had to drill another hole in the engine plates just to put the stud in. I probably didn't have to, but I thought I'd better.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's about it. And as usual, the mice have been in here too. You know, it's had a bit of a port job. That head has been opened up a bit, as you can see. Quite a nice big port. Someone's been in there before us. It's got a few little chunks missing out of the cases here and there, but nothing that our friend Will can't repair for us.
Get all that repaired, yep.
And yeah, it needs a new big end, but I do have a new big end. Yeah, but that's about it on that. But I hope you understood how to get the inlet cam in the right spot.
Well, you guys, if you need to email us, if you don't understand what's going on, feel free to email.
Yeah,
And we'll do our best to try and explain it to you.
You know, other than that, I can talk to you on the phone. Might be able to help you a bit by talking to you on the phone.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, but, yeah. I actually rode one of these for years. I bought one way back, an alloy Mac.
That would have been
swinging
early 80s.
arm. Yeah, swinging arm Mac. Yeah, I rode that for miles and miles and
I
miles.
pushed it halfway around Australia, trying to get it going.
Trying to get it going because we
Yep.
didn't know how to start the thing back in those days. But anyway, and you also rode it quite a bit. Didn't
Yeah,
you?
I rode
When
it
you
a
were
bit.
young lad. I'd
Yeah.
hop on the back and let you ride.
Yep.
Don't tell any policemen.
Yeah. No, I actually rode that a bit when I was 18 too.
Yeah.
When I got my licence.
You
Yeah.
rode it a bit, yeah. Yeah, that was quite an original, nice little swinging arm bike. It had the factory fitted air cleaner and a couple other little goodies that they put on as accessories. Yeah, but that's about it. But please, if you want to know anything, just give me a ring or just send us an email or something, and we'll do our best to answer the
Yeah,
questions.
and thanks for suggesting these videos. It helps us out. We've got plenty of videos we want to make, but we want to make stuff that you guys want to see, not just stuff that we want to make. So, yeah, keep sending in suggestions and emailing and commenting on all our videos. Righto, well, thank you for that.
No worries, my pleasure.
When you just can't stand the pain, when you just can't stand the sound, don't throw me out in that cold, cold rain. No, no, hand me down.
Righto, same as every other week. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell everybody. Let's bring Hagon's back.